Ladies and gentlemen, this interview is brought to you by Burn It Up Coaching and the 21-Day Challenge. And if you're an entrepreneur or a high achiever and you feel stuck, overwhelmed, plateaued, spinning your wheels, you're just not making the progress, not living the fulfilled life that you know you're capable of, 21-Day Challenge might be exactly what you need to reignite your passion and self-belief so you can succeed like never before. And what we do in the 21-Day Challenge is we get you clear on your life purpose, your destination, where you want to go, your dream life, and your vision for that, and then we break it down into bite-sized steps. So over the course of 21 days, you have a very specific, measurable, attainable goal that you're going to go for in those 21 days. The one thing that will make everything else easy or unnecessary. You'll dial in your habits, your daily routines and rituals, and make sure that you're doing the fundamentals and the basics to succeed. So if you're interested and committed and ready to break through and experience your 21-day challenge goal succeeding, send me a message, chris@beyourgps.com. And you can also message me on Facebook, facebook.com/th3burns. Would love to hear from you and see if it's a good fit for you. Next is the iTunes review of the week, and that is by the one and the only Kevin Burciaga. And Kevin says, let's open it up. Best new podcast of 2018. This is the best new podcast I've found in 2018. There are so many great episodes. Quit filling your mind with polarized politics and bad news and start listening to Chris. Thanks so much, Kevin. If you want to give us a review, go to beyourgps.com/iTunes, and you can rate, review, and subscribe there. And you can also search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self on iTunes or the podcast store and rate, review, and subscribe like that. And then also you can search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self on Facebook and give us a feedback and review and rating there as well. Thank you in advance for doing that. Now, this next woman who is coming on the show is an absolutely stellar human being, and she holds an incredibly close spot in my heart and in my life, and she's just an amazing human being, and it's so inspiring seeing her grow, seeing her impact so many people, seeing her grow her podcast, grow her coaching business, and I have been a huge part in that happening, and it makes me so proud, it makes me so fulfilled to see her growing and to see the impact that we get to have on people when we truly put our mind, body, soul, and spirit behind what we do. And when you have that alignment, when you're doing what you love, like I know I'm doing, like I know Petia is doing, just like huge tsunamis of impact go off in the world, and you can't even know what kind of an impact that you're having on people, and trust that it's doing a lot more than you think. So I'm really proud of her. I'm excited to have her on. She's going to be sharing gold and wisdom throughout this interview, so make sure you stay tuned because she's been on here before and people loved her, and that's why we had to bring her back. We had to keep bringing her back because it is the one and only Petia. So Petia Kolibova is a woman's coach, a mind, body, and soul transformation guide, meditation teacher, fitness and wellness expert, body love advocate, TV and podcast host, and a lifestyle entrepreneur. She walks women through a proven system that allows them to create a life that feels fulfilling on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. Not only that, she is one of the kindest, most genuine, sincere, authentic, loving people that I've ever met, and she just has the biggest heart. She is so committed to people's success, her clients' success, and I love being around her because she's constantly inspiring me and making me a better human being as well. And she's here with us today. Petia, you ready to rock this?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. We are now doing it live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Thank you so much for being here today and taking time out of your schedule to share with our audience how we can be our greatest possible selves. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you times a million.
I cannot be the times million right now. Thank you times infinity, because I absolutely love your show. Like any time that I'm tuning in, I'm learning something new, and you have so many incredible guests that I keep coming back and seeing and really feeling, what do I get to learn now? You know, you have such a wide variety of experts that there is always a person like, oh, I never thought about this before. So thank you so much for providing the space. And I know this is just the beginning for you, and I'm so excited to see you soar.
Thank you, Petia. I really, really appreciate that, and it moves my heart to know that the people around me care so much about me, and I appreciate you tuning into the show and constantly supporting and encouraging. You're one of the biggest supporters and people who help me achieve what I've already achieved and will continue to achieve. So thank you for being such a foundational rock and source of empowerment in my life. And we want to dive into the theme of the day, which is sink or swim. So Petia, how does this concept, this philosophy of sink or swim, play a role in your life?
I really love the theme of today because I feel that so many times in my life, I felt like I'm so much underwater. I couldn't even take a breath. And the sinking was so slow. It's, like when you feel like there's a sudden change in your life, you are shocked, you're in stress, you can somehow deal with it because right now it happened, it's back. But when you feel like you're sinking every single day in your life and the change it's more like slower, I feel like it sucks more.
Yeah.
Because it's like, like one day you wake up and you're like, where did I get these 20 pounds more? It's like, it's happening slowly. And I feel like it's like poisoning your life even more because it's not this sudden change. Who do I ask for help? What do I do? Like, you have a flat tire. Okay, how do we fix this? So I feel like so many years I've been sinking, and there were days that I'm like, okay, like, there's no reason for me to waking up. Like, this sucks. I don't want to live this life. So I feel like so many people, they stay in it because they don't see how deep they are going and they think there's no other option.
Wow. So powerful. And I know for you, you had your own challenges with your body, right? And I think with our bodies, it's so difficult to see those micro actions that we do, like the daily things that we eat, whether we get exercise or not, whether we get enough sleep or not. It's really hard to see the impact of those things on ourselves and on our body until we wake up one day when we've sunk so far. It's like, whoa, like I'm 20 feet underwater. Like, it felt like just yesterday I was swimming and I was doing great, but now I'm like at this point and it's like there's so much overwhelm, there's so much anxiety. How did I let myself get here? So I think that's a really challenging aspect of life to deal with, is our body and our health and our wellness, to be able to do that.
No, you're absolutely right. And very often we don't realize that it's the small decisions we are making on daily basis that are truly going to determine the quality of our life, not just the health, but also like a physical health, but also our emotional and mental health. Because it's like, oh, it's just an ice cream. It's just a pizza today. It's just a hot dog today. Oh, that's okay. Like, I don't need to work out today. I'll just do double the next time. And you are making like wrong decisions. And we all know, or most of us know, that it just compounds.
Yeah.
So it's really making the decisions and asking and looking at the long term. And I know you're doing it.
Thank you. Yes, we are. And that's why we're here, to empower people who are listening and tuning in to do that as well. So Petia, for people who are just now finding out about you, you've been on the show before, and for people who want to know more about you, why don't you share a little bit more about what you got going on today, what you're working on, and just give people an overview.
So right now, I'm super, super excited because I just hopped on from a couple amazing interviews. One was with Chris Harder, and it was absolutely incredible. So much wisdom and so much fun. I tell all my guests, I don't know how this will go, but I can promise you it's going to be fun. And it always is.
That's right.
Just a few minutes before, Annette De La Rosa, she's right now in the audience. She is such an incredible, powerful, beautiful babe. It's incredible. And so that's something that I'm working on right now. And also my TV show that just launched, that I'm super thankful that I launched it with you as my first guest. I can't imagine anyone who can go as deep and as wide as you go with me on the interviews, because you helped me a lot, not just as a human being, but also like a coach. You were the one who kicked my butt to finally launch my podcast. And for me, this is a life changer because, when you're talking about like the sinking, sometimes what we do as human beings, we sink deep, deep inside our desires. And that's so painful. And I have been doing it for so many years. I was asking myself, like, who am I to tell people what to do? Who am I to show up and tell people live a healthy lifestyle or be happy or create a life by design when I don't have everything that I would like to? So we just buried deep, deep inside. And what you showed me is you don't have to have it all. What do you have to have? It's burning desire to show up and the desire for life. Like, I have such a zest for life. Like, when I was talking with Chris Harder, I'm like, hey, I don't know how this will go. I don't have like prepared questions. And he was like, you know what? I know it's going to be incredible because I love your energy. Anytime I see you, you have an amazing energy. And Chris Harder, he's like multimillionaire. They have couple successful companies with his beautiful wife, Lori Harder, who was on my podcast, a couple weeks ago. And when somebody like that can say, hey, you always have a great energy, I love it, that means they're paying attention. So you have the power to inspire everybody. It doesn't matter where people are in their lives. If you show up with the burning desire for whatever it's for you, that will help you just rise.
Wow. I love it. I love it. This is so powerful. So, I think what we can do is link up your old episode that talked about your journey in the show notes. And I'll make sure I make a note of that. And then as far as like today, we wanted to dive into this inner beauty, right? Shining and owning our inner beauty. And your show is called Inner Beauty with Petia. So I think it's so perfect to really dive into what that means and why that's a new theme, a new season of your life, and how you're going to be living that, how you're going to be drawing that out of your clients and everyone who you're around. So tell us more about inner beauty and why you chose that and how that represents you in the work that you do in the world.
This is such an amazing question. Thank you so much, because that for me, it's truly, it's not game or life changer, it's everything changer. Most of my life, I was focusing on everything on the outside. I wanted to be thinner. I wanted to be smarter. I wanted to be liked. And I was doing everything possible on the outside. So I was trying to be popular. I was trying to be liked by people. I was overtraining and then overeating because you just burn out. And all of this was on the outside. And deep, deep inside, I was feeling miserable and empty and frustrated. And I was feeling so much pain that I came to the moment that when I realized, like, there must be something really more. This is just the surviving. So I started my journey of personal development and reading books and listening to the podcast. And something started to shift. And I realized that something started to shift and I felt just a little bit better. Like for those who didn't know who I am, I did have, attempt of suicide when I was 18. I had suicidal thoughts. I really hated myself and my life. And I felt really unworthy and undeserving of love. And so when I started this personal self-development and spiritual journey, I felt just a little bit better. But I felt enough better to get through the day. Okay, let's just try the next day. Let's read a few more pages. Let's not overeat today. Let's just hold on just one day. You can do it one day. And I started to feel just a little bit better. And then I realized that it was me. It was not my employees or my partners or my friends or something on the outside. It was inside of me the whole time. And you know, when you're depressed and when you don't want to live, when somebody tells you everything you need is deep inside of you, you're like, BS. Like, show me what's inside of me. I'm empty. But that's where I started to really shift.
Wow. It's powerful, powerful. So you had this place of darkness that you were in, and so when you started shifting out of that darkness, you started feeling better from within. You started recognizing, hey, it's not so much about what people think outside of me and around me. It's more about how I feel on the inside. And you started seeing that and feeling it and noticing it. And so you're like, oh my gosh, there's something here. And then you continue to invest into that over years and years and years. And now at this point, you're able to see, wow, it's because I really focused on that inner beauty that I'm able to truly shine my light and radiance in the world today.
Yes. And you know, one thing that I started to realize, and it wasn't up until last year when I was going to a healing center here in Las Vegas where I was teaching meditation. And I had people coming to me and they were saying, I love your energy. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what energy? Like, I'm tired. What are you talking about? But it wasn't like one person. It was like people on different occasions, like, oh, you're so radiant. I'm like, what? Like, no idea what they're talking about. And then what I realized is it's the way how I felt. I stopped caring about what other people think. There is, I think it was like a year and a half ago, I met some people from network marketing company, and we were talking about books, and they told me, what other people think, it's none of your business. And I'm like, okay, sure. No idea what that meant. I came home and asked Uncle Google, you know, like I never heard it before. And I'm like, oh, wow. Wow, I never thought about it before. And it's so fascinating that you always get to learn something new. And I started to apply it, and I started to tune into myself. And it's super easy. We all have that. It's like heck yes or heck no. That's your guiding system. It feels right or it feels wrong. You know, I remember the dark alley you posted on your Instagram story. That was kind of creepy. So that's a heck no. No, don't go in dark alleys alone, okay? So you know better than anyone else. I am a strong believer in mentors and coaches. I have coaches. I'm coach myself. I can't imagine to be without a coach because they see your blind spots. And you know better. It's like you just, it feels like sometimes you need the permission of other people to go and do what you think it's right. And you did it for me, for example, with my podcast. I had such a yearning desire, like I want to have a podcast. I was like, I don't know what to talk about. Like I'm like no idea. And you're like, just do it. Like, well, just, okay, let's just sit and let's just do it. 3 days later, I'm recording my 3 episodes. You know, it's not that difficult. Sometimes we just really need a mentor or coach to say, yes, you are allowed. Yes, you can do it. But I already have that inside of me. You see, surround yourself with people who can see your greatness even before you can see that.
Yeah, well, like you said, I think that's so powerful that you had the desire within you. You had this energy, you had this vision, this possibility within you, and it was just about getting around the right people to draw that out, right? Because when you surround yourself with people who are excited, who are curious, who are connected to you, who appreciate you, who love you, who want to do whatever they can to have you win and succeed, then they will draw that greatness out of you so that you can really shine your light even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's something that we were talking with Chris Harder today too, because one of the tips that he shared, what really helped him in his life, was up-leveling people in your life. Because maybe you are in the place that you have a good people in your life and they're doing good. But good, it's not great. You know, it's like good. Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing? I'm good. You know, it's like, I'm good. Everything is good. And I love what you were sharing today. If you're not growing, you're dying. And when you're doing good, that's
Yeah.
kind of like drying up.
Yeah. Or even worse is fine. Like, how are you? Fine. It's like, oh no. No.
Oh no, you're not fine. I know that it was like abbreviation of something. Once I heard it, but I don't know what was it. I will look it up. But it was like terrible. Like, don't. If woman says she's fine, run.
Right. I love it. I love it. So, in terms of our audience being able to tap into their inner beauty, like, how do they start doing that? Where do we start with that?
What really, really started my journey, what helped me, and that I am cultivating a daily, a little bit deeper, it's a mirror work. Because when I started, I wasn't able to go to the mirror and say, I love you. Because what happens is that we are looking for love and acceptance and approval outside of ourselves. The only one person that is going to stay with you for the rest of your life is you. It's you. So if you don't love, approve, and validate yourself, how you expect others to do it? Because you know what? You teach others how to treat you.
Yeah.
So what I started with was going to the mirror, and because I couldn't say, hey, I love you, you're awesome. I couldn't. Like, I went to the mirror, I'm like, okay, I take a deep breath, I look in, and I say, I'm willing to accept myself. Because it's the willingness. Okay, I don't love myself, I don't accept myself, I still judge myself, I'm pretty amazing critic of myself, like critic number one, but I'm willing to accept myself. And that's what really started, because it creates like a connection, you with you.
Yeah, and what I love about this is, even if someone's not even willing to say I'm willing to accept myself, I think the best place to start off with is like honesty, right? Like, I don't like looking at myself in the mirror. I don't want to do this right now. Like, and I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep freaking getting in front of this mirror, even if I don't feel like it, even if I don't feel authentic, even if it doesn't feel real, even if I don't, like, whether I believe it or not, I'm going to do these exercises, you know? So that's like a really powerful place to start off and just share authentically what we're feeling and what's going on for us.
Because I feel like the self-awareness and self-acceptance changed everything for me. Everything. The people I have in my life, the clients that I have, and I love, and you know it, I love my clients so much. They're incredible, and Beautiful Obsidian, it's one of them. So it's so incredible. Like, once you accept who you are and where you are in your life, like, people, situations, and opportunities will line up. It's incredible.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So we start working on the mirror work. We start seeing ourselves in a new light. What else can we do to like really own that inner beauty and draw that out of ourselves?
The next thing that I really, really love to do is journaling. That's something that there is no day that pass by that I wouldn't journal. And you know, if there are days that I'm traveling and my schedule gets like crazy, at least I write in my journal of 5 things that I'm grateful for. Because when you're coming from a grateful heart, everything around you changes. Like, everything annoys you a little bit less, everything looks a little bit brighter. So really journaling, and be honest with yourself. If you never journal and you're like, oh, one more thing to do, really? Because there's so many people like, hey, you don't know how busy I am. Like, I have no time for even one more thing. Have a journal, really beautiful journal, something that you will be attracted to. For you, Chris, it might be something different than for me. For me, it's a butterflies. For you, it can be journal that will say, create your future.
Or it says burn up coaching on it, you know.
Anything that will really inspire you to get your hands on it, you know. So I put my journal right by my bed. I wake up in the morning, I put it on my bed, my book and my journal, and I just start writing. So if you're super busy and there's no time, just write a date there and write the 5 things that you're grateful for, 5 things that you are excited about that day. Because you set your mind for looking for the goodness, and it's exciting because normally people wake up in the morning and they're like, oh, I gotta call my clients, I gotta pay my bills, do I really need to work out? Dang, I forgot groceries, I have nothing to eat. Whatever, like, you know what, like this spiral on your head.
Yeah.
So if you can wake up and really write things that you're grateful for and 5 things you're excited about, and trust me, there are days that I'm like, what would I be excited about? I will be staying all day at home. What I will write it, I'll make my favorite cup of tea in the afternoon. I will be listening to my podcast. I will take a bath. I will have a call with my love. Whatever it will be, I will find something that I will be excited about. And so that's really enough to set you up for success in the morning. And then at night, because my journal is by my bed, before I go to bed, I journal again and I will write what amazing things happened that day. Because what happens, it's like you take so many things for granted. So many things for granted. So I invite you to find 5 things that were amazing that day. Even if like, hey, I survived the traffic today. You should see how they were driving around me, you know, or I paid my bills on time, or I was really nice to the neighbor that it's really an ass, you know, like whatever, like write the 5 amazing things that happened that day. And you're going to bed not thinking about what you should do differently or what do you have to do the next day. You are smiling in a bed because you remind yourself of those amazing things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this because it's like at the beginning and the end of the day. That's like those are the 2 times that we really have control over, and we can be most disciplined with. Because during the day, our schedule can go all over the place. It can get crazy. It can get hectic, all that good stuff. So at the beginning of the day, we get to set the tone and the frequency and what we want to attract into our day and say, hey, I'm committed to creating more of this throughout the day by simply saying, I'm going to journal. Like every day, no matter what, I'm going to journal 5 things that I'm grateful for. It's like, I'm committed to that. I'm committed to this energy. I'm committed to this lifestyle. And then at the end of the day, to do it again, it's like saying, hey, I'm committed to ending my day like this, to completing my day. This is how I want to finish. This is how I want to start tomorrow too, in this energy that I started the day with. So I love that. It's so powerful. That's awesome.
And also one thing that you were also sharing before on your podcast, it's just when you show up, you get rewarded.
Yeah.
It's when we get uncomfortable. It's when we sacrifice something. Like, I want to binge on popcorn. I want to eat the whole bag. Okay, maybe I will just have a little bowl, you know, like, like whatever it is. If you want to live a life that it's different than from what you have right now, you got to do something differently. And I did a speech in LA and I asked the audience, if nothing changes in your life, if everything will stay the same, what is, nothing will ever change, would you be happy? Who would be happy? Nobody raised their hand. And it was like 15 people there. So yeah, if you want to do something differently, find something little that you can commit to every single day. Little, because people, you know, we are coming almost to the new year. People will set the new resolutions. They will burn out. They will hate themselves. They will feel guilty. They will feel ashamed. And it's like a never ending cycle because they are setting goals that are too big. They don't break it to the smaller ones.
Yeah. It's powerful. I love it. So in terms of like sharing this inner beauty that we newly cultivate within ourselves through these disciplines and habits, how do we share that inner beauty, and why do we want to share it? Who can we share it with? In what ways? And why is that important to share that inner beauty?
I feel it's our obligation. It's our obligation because you came to this world, you were given life, and you were not given this life to suffer for first, and second, to make other people miserable. And when you're asked, when you're miserable, when you are not being your best self, when you're not feeling great, you're making other people around you miserable. And who wants to be around that? So I feel it's our obligation to share the inner beauty. And the inner beauty for me means just doing your best, showing up, and when you feel good, share the good. And there are a million ways you can do it. Find your own way. One way that I find that's working for me, it's just smile. Because when you smile at other people, people will smile back, and you never know who really needs it. Like somebody can go through really, really hard times. And even if it's not really hard time, maybe they just hate their job. So if you go and smile at strangers, most people will think you're crazy, and I love that.
Yep.
Because if you walk around the world and you're grumpy and complaining, you're like everybody, most people, sorry, not everybody, but like most people, so nobody pays attention. But now imagine you're walking, you're smiling, you're energetic. People will be like turning heads, like, what are they taking? What are they doing? What's wrong with them? It's like, what's wrong with you? So it's really share what makes you feel good. For you, you love sharing the transformation. You love sharing your energy. I love sharing my smiles, and I love interviewing people because I don't know it all. I don't want to know it all. Like my head is not that big, you know? So it's really your obligation, share what's good. And maybe it's like, maybe what's good is that you know how to bake the best muffins. Share it. Maybe you love reading books. Share it. Like what's good for you in your life, you have the obligation to share it, because then you're making this world a better place. And it's this like ripple effect. And you know, I'm a huge, huge believer in that, because if I feel good and I make feel good one person, that person is feeling better. And instead of being moody or complaining or being closed off, this person will go out and smile and allow somebody else to do the same. So it's really this beautiful butterfly effect.
I love it. I love it. So awesome.
Yeah, I feel it's our obligation really, because you gotta create the world that you want to live in.
Yeah, and seeing it and celebrating it. You know, one of the things that we want to talk about is like that celebration aspect. Well, first it's like journaling about it. You can look at yourself in the mirror and celebrate these aspects of ourselves that maybe we're not even most proud of. And it's through that energy of celebration, celebrating life, celebrating our inner beauty, celebrating what's important to us. When we share that celebration with others, it ignites in them that energy, that possibility, that excitement. And I think that's something that you really do well, is like you're like this you have this childlike mindset that you bring to everything, this little girl who's like so excited and so joyous about everything that you do. And it's contagious, and other people feel it, and it's so awesome and inspiring. And so I think that's one of your biggest gifts, and one of the things that's most special about you that I totally appreciate and acknowledge, because it's very, very cool.
And you know what's the best? Because when you're having fun and you take life a little bit less seriously, you give a permission others to do the same. Because trust me, when I am with my loved ones, and they see me that I don't care, you know, and it's not like I don't care, but what other people think, I'm not responsible for that. I will always respect people. I will always do good. But you know, when I go out there and I'm laughing out loud, or when I'm dancing on the beach, or when I'm running, or like just being free, others join me, and it's so much fun.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So if there was a world where everyone was celebrating their inner beauty and sharing that, what would that world look like? Why would that Why would that be important to have a world that is doing that?
Well, because when you're happy, you don't do bad things.
Mm.
You're not killing, you're not stealing, you're happy. Like when you are feeling peace inside, and that's what the inner beauty is, because there will be so many things that will change in your life. Maybe you get the millions, maybe you get the home, and maybe you get it all you want. You can lose it the next day. What stays is you
Mm.
and your qualities. And you know that if you can keep that inner state, that inner beauty, yeah, it will suck. And you know that you will rebuild like a phoenix again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, rising from the ashes. So it's like to really have a better world where people are happy and fulfilled, and there's less violence, less of that stuff that it's the way that people lash out because they don't feel heard, they don't feel validated, they don't feel important, they feel so much suffering, they feel so much pain. Like if that pain was gone, if they recognize that they have things to celebrate and things to appreciate about themselves, even when they don't feel like it, then it would completely transform our world.
Absolutely. And it's really about, you said it before, about recognizing it. It's the celebration, but also recognizing it. Because too often we are comparing ourselves with people who are further
Yeah.
on a journey where we want to be. We think that it's important to make this money. It's important to have this business going. It's important to have this home. What is really important is how you're feeling right now. So if you can feel good right now, no matter what, bringing it from the inside, everything else will become easier.
Mm. Yeah. 100%. I love it. I love it. So as far as 2019, what do you see as some of the biggest things that you're out to accomplish and ways that you're going to be showing up in the world?
So there's some personal goals that I'm planning on. So I have goals to go bigger, bigger home, more love, more companionship, more bold actions. I started this year a little bit, well, a little bit podcast, TV
A
show,
lot.
life coaching for women, and all of this happened in not even last 8 months. So it's truly, it's incredible. So I'm just really excited to expand even more and to go global, because right now I'm going here in the United States, and my goals are traveling around the world with my love, and see my family and be impacting even more people, because I feel like United States, it's such an amazing ground to be testing things, because people are more open-minded here,
Mm.
and you have such a variety of people that if I can do it here and become confident, then I can go really all around the world and show people what's possible, and especially women. I
Mm.
really want to be standing on stages, and I want to be signing my book and showing women what's possible, because that's what happened to me in the last 7 months. I had incredible people very, very close to my heart in my life who showed me my inner beauty that I had, that I didn't recognize. So like I mentioned before, when you start to talk, have around you people who truly have your best interest in their heart, and then let yourself inspired. I was going to the events, I was going to shows, I was traveling, and I was like childlike curious, like what can I learn, who can I be, who can I become. And when I saw women standing on stages or publishing their books, I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. And what I realized is, me being on stages, it's not about me.
Mm.
It's about the woman in the audience telling them, hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
So it's really next year, 2019, it's showing up even more powerfully, confidently, and loving even more and deeper the love that I'm building for my future family.
Mm.
So it's a big year. And also 2019, I remember when I was going from 2017 to 2018, I was like, this is going to be my year,
Mm-hmm.
and there were so many things that are incredible, and there's so many things that suck,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, oh my gosh, so much pain. Why?
Mm.
Like, why this is not better? Why it's not already, like, okay, I got my lesson. No, obviously I didn't. So, you know, I want to tell people that it's amazing to have a goals and expectations and be really open on how it's going to look like.
Mm. How do we do that? How do we have a commitment to a strong, positive, definite vision, and also be open to whatever the universe is going to bring to us? Be unattached to that.
Well, what really helped me when I was journaling like about my dream clients or the love of my life was I knew how I want to feel, and I knew like what I wanted to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really more about the feeling. What is the ultimate goal that you have? So for me, I want to be really igniting the burning desire in women to be unapologetic about who they are. Stop comparing yourself to everybody on the left, on the right. Be you and really dig deep in and discover your own unique inner beauty. It's you. You're so unique. You're so beautiful. You're powerful. And it's not just the words, because we all have our unique gifts. And like I said, some of those unique gifts might be baking the best muffin, being the best mom in the world. You know what I mean? Find what really empowers you and go for it. And just know what is the ultimate goal. So for me, it's really igniting the hope in other women and taking inspired action bigger and bolder. Now, I'm not going to say in 2019, I'm going to publish a book. My podcast will have a 3 million downloads. I will wait, I don't know, like 10 pounds less, whatever it is, For some people, it works. Not for me. I know how much money I want to be making because I know the lifestyle that I want to live. It's great to have that goal. You're not a failure if it doesn't look exactly this way. Be unattached how it's going to look like, because my dream clients don't look like I thought they would. My love, it's not the way I always wanted. It's so much better. It's incredible when you allow for the universe, for the God, for whatever you believe, like higher power. It's so much better. You have no idea. Like, you really don't. What happens is you are basing your desires of your life on what do you believe it's possible based on your past experiences.
Yeah.
Well, you're not your past. How do you know that love can look like if you never experienced faithful, juicy, sexy love? It's really about bringing on the feeling. How do you want to feel? And journal about it.
Heck yeah, journal about it, focus about it. I think that's the big thing is like when you're doing the creation, don't like try to get it right. Just do what feels good. Like, oh, well, that sounds like fun. It's like ordering off the menu, right? Ordering off the menu at a restaurant or to the universe. You can order off the menu of the universe of what you want. Like all these characteristics of your dream man or dream woman, all these aspects or values of a life that you are committed to creating and living. So I think it's cool because it's like once you find out what feels good, you start doing it more and more. And through that process of manifestation, like you will practice like creating stuff and saying, this is what I want, and this is what I want, and this is what I want. And over time, that will evolve. Over time, you'll find out, like for me, I know it was like to stop focusing as much on reaching $1 million, reaching $1 million, reaching $1 million. It was more so about who do I get to be in the journey? Who do I get to show up as? How do I get to love the people around me? How do I get to impact more lives and serve more people? And I think that was super cool to become unattached to what is the focal point of my energy investment into my goals and in my manifestations to actually make it happen faster or in more better alignment with who I'm supposed to be.
The fastest way to get anywhere you want in life is to feel good. Because just think about it. When you wake up in the morning and you wake up in a bad mood, everything will be bad because there will be more traffic, you will be more irritable. And do you really think that in this mood and state of mind you will meet your dream love or partners, like for business or clients? Because even if you do, you will not recognize them and nobody wants to deal with you anyway. So
Yeah.
the thing, it's really about feeling good. And for me, everything changed when I started on non-negotiable morning routine. Like I put my phone on airplane mode before I go to bed, and I don't touch it up until after I finish my journal and read my book. Non-negotiable. Because you know what? Yeah, I left my phone in the other room in a bathroom, and when I go to the bathroom, I just check it real quick. It's cheating. So it's really find what feels good. And like I love my mornings. I love waking up in the morning. The best it's when it's not alone, but if it is, it's with a journal and with my book, and I make delicious breakfast. I do my shake and coffee, or I have something like fresh. It's so amazing. It feels like when you do your morning routine, you feel so beautiful and strong inside that then the things on the outside, it's like they cannot get through it. Like they cannot bump in. Like you're so much stronger.
I love it. I love it. So I had a question about what do you think is the inner beauty that people see most in you?
My honesty, because they can feel that I genuinely care. And that's something that I got to learn. Not learn. It's more of allow it myself. Because in the past, I would build these walls to protect myself. I didn't want to get hurt again. I didn't want to get lied and cheated again. So I built those walls, and people couldn't get through it. I wasn't smiling. I was like a little pit bull, like don't come close to me. So the inner beauty that people now see in me, I put my walls down. I leave my heart open. And yes, you run the risk that you will get hurt and brokenhearted. And you know what? I would rather risk this than build the walls and live in that empty, cold place by myself as I used to years ago.
That's
when
powerful.
you open your heart, people really feel it. People like, I don't care if people believe in God, universe, energies, anything. When somebody walks up like to you, you can tell if they're in a good mood or bad mood. Like you automatically know. The same, if somebody comes to you with the intention that it's good or bad, and you don't have to be like, like mystic or something to know. You just know. We are wired this way because it's our protective material. So really be aware of it. So I feel that no matter how I feel myself, we all have those low days. I had one yesterday. I was emotionally low, and luckily I have people around me who love me and accept me just as I am. I'm not always shine and bright, and I have my days when I just want to be this little mean girl, like and it's okay. It's okay accepting who we are. So people can read your energies. Remember that. It doesn't matter what you say. People will look at you and they will know.
Powerful. Powerful. In terms of, when these women are around you and they're listening to you and they're applying these suggestions on Inner Beauty with Petia and your show, Be Strong Minded, what kind of results do you see them getting in their life? Like, what can they expect from doing that? And just, what do you provide and what do you see happening?
You know, it's incredible because I love butterflies.
Mhm.
So I truly feel like my clients are like these little cocoons, you know, that they were hiding. They were hiding their power. They were hiding their gifts because they were scared. You know, they were
Mm.
scared to open up unapologetically. So when they start coaching with me, what I see, there are many different shifts. I can see that it's like they're standing up more strongly. They're more confident, they have more clarity in their life, and with the clarity and the action, they create such a momentum that everything starts fall into the place. So we usually do sometimes I do weekly meeting. I have a couple local clients here in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Most of my clients are online because that's what I would love to build. It's the life of freedom and traveling with my love.
Mhm.
So when I meet them weekly, the changes, I can feel it. They speak differently. They're choosing their words. When they start working with me, they're just talking.
Mm.
They're used to just to put it all out there. But when they start working with me, they're thinking deeper. They know the power of the choice, and they start to apply it in their relationships, like their relationships with their family are bettering because they set healthy boundaries. They're not settling down.
Mm.
And incredible thing also, because I work mainly with women,
Mhm.
it's we work on their worthiness.
Mm.
That's something that so many women were struggling with because we, by nature, many women are nurturing.
Right.
We want to make everybody happy and feeling safe and good. And, you know, what happens, we don't take care of ourselves and our needs, and we feel bad charging people.
Mm.
Because, hey, like my clients have a beautiful gift. I have a spiritual healers, I have a image consultants, I have architect, I have network marketers,
Mhm.
different, okay? Each of them has a different gift. What happens when you have a gift, it comes to you easy.
Mm.
And it's challenge for them to charge for something that comes easy to them.
Right.
So they're undercharging, and two of my clients that their main focus was change their financial situation. We started to work on their worthiness. And one thing that I said to my client this Sunday when I was coaching her, she told me, "I'm afraid if I raise my prices, I will lose my clients. Like the new clients that will come to her, they're not going to pay her, so she will lose her clients."
Mm.
I'm like, you gotta realize that you're not losing your clients, you're losing yourself.
Mm.
You will be resentful.
Wow.
You have a gift to share with this world. If you don't value it enough to say, this is my price, nobody else will value it. You will be resentful, and then you're not doing what you're meant to do here
Mm.
because it becomes this struggle, and I gotta do it and I gotta make money. So what I tell my client, and it's incredible because that just happened, you know, so I coach her on Sunday, and I believe it was on Monday. On Monday morning, she messaged me. So she had a quote for her work that she was giving to her clients. And she told me, everybody tells me I'm charging too little. I'm like, well, I'm not an expert in your industry, but what would you be comfortable charging to your clients for this? So she told me a price, the quote, like this little bit more. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, perfect. You're comfortable with this? She was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, double it. She was like, what? Like, you should see her. Like, she was like, oh my God, nobody will, like, people won't pay it. I'm like, listen, you have two options. You either charge your clients this,
Mm.
and if they say no, perfect. Now you have more time and energy to invest in yourself.
Mm.
Okay? Because if you're not confident in charging this price, go out there and get even more confident.
Mm.
So I not only work on my clients like well-being, because all of my clients with me after our session, one common thread, they always feel good.
Mm.
They feel so good that they're ready to do even more work, even if it's on their business, on themselves, on their relationship, but they feel good.
Wow. It's powerful. Powerful secret sauce you got there, Petia. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this moment is everything, Petia, and our audience wants to know, how do they stay connected with you? And what do they do next to continue their journey with you? Because we talked about a lot of really great stuff. We talked about, really shining that inner beauty, getting a better relationship with ourselves, doing the mirror work, doing the journaling, really stepping into our gift to be able to share that with more people, charging what we're worth, all kinds of really cool stuff. And I know they want more. So how do they get more of Petia?
So if they really, really want more of Petia, the best way is to go and listen to my podcast. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, everywhere. I will put it in the show notes because I share really amazing, incredible interviews and tips how to create a life that feels amazing on the inside, not just looks good on the outside. That's the best way. And for those who are ready to invest in themselves and really turn around, they can send me an email at petia@bestrongminded.com. I will drop it below too because I'm still expanding my coaching business. So I'm ready for more dream clients.
Awesome. I love it. Petia, you are one of the most, if not the most, inspirational human beings that I know. And I really say thank you from the bottom of my heart for how you show up in the world, in our world, and in your world for your clients and everyone who comes across you. It's really, really inspiring. And I think you had like 40 people reach out to you the other day for your speaking gig. And because you attract so many people's love and support because of who you are, how you show up, and how you're always giving. So you're so generous, you're so loving, you're so powerful and empowering. And I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, acknowledge you for being that woman and that light in the world, in our world, and my world as well.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I really, really want to pay a big respect for you because you are creating these waves of changes every single day for everyone just by showing up because you're so smart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Petia. Have the best day ever, and I will see you very soon.